Okay, guys, today we'll talk about the future. You know, we are now living in a highly developing world. Many industries are changing their operating mode, and some new industries are also gradually rising. The world in 2036 will definitely not the way like it is today. Every industry may experience huge change. Today we'll focus on Australian university industry. Let's think about what uncertainties will happen in 2036 and in which way will this uncertainty affect Australian university. We are going to build four scenarios for Australian university, and I will give you some time to discuss with each other, and then I will introduce someone to share us with your idea. Please be bold and say whatever you want.
I create a scenario called League of Legends, by which I mean in 2036, technology continues developing rapidly and penetrates into Australian universities.
How could you create it?
This may happen for some reasons. Firstly, in modern society, information and technology are playing vital roles in schools. So, in 2036, Australian universities take advantage of the technology and improve teaching facilities and instruction model. Secondly, many Australian businesses and universities cooperate with each other to conduct scientific researches. So, Australian universities use technology to improve research efficiency and quality. Thirdly, Australian universities adapt the changing technological trends in 2036 to respond to the demands of the key stakeholders. This scenario has impacts on environment, social, technology, and economy. For environment, the introduction of e-textbooks will lead to the decrease of paper use, thus can help us save resources. Green campuses, which are energy efficient, are built to save energy and reduce pollution. For social and technological, the technological products in classrooms can provide students with better learning experience. Distant learning is available for students who live far away from campus. Moreover, virtual reality, artificial intelligence, and 3D printing are popular in Australian universities in 2036. On the economic level, Australian universities cooperate with businesses and focus on conducting more researches and developing the new products to sell in the market. And this is my scenario, the League of Legends.
Yep, here come to my scenario, empty pockets. I don't believe in 2036 the global financial situation will be good. Instead, there will be a severe crisis. Due to this, universities in Australia will face heavy and multifaceted hits in many aspects. The impacts can be divided into two parts, political, legal, and social, cultural, and economical. In the political legal parts, firstly, government funding on infrastructure and campus security will be decreased, even be cancelled. Universities are too weak to pay the money, so that the students and employees are all in potential danger. After universities run into physical difficulties, lots of troubles occur. In the beginning, universities are unable to afford the salary of the employees and dismiss some of them. Subsequently, students are required to pay the compulsory tuition fee, and also the scholarship is cancelled when the physical position is too dire to run. Some university can't survive and close in the end. No matter how universities have strong desire to change the situation, at last they are yielding to the pressure of financial crisis and make unpleasant choices on social, cultural, and economical aspects. For domestic students, universities has no alternative but to raise the fee limit and enroll more students while lowering admission standard. Most of international students prefer to study in their homeland for lower fee. These international students are flesh blood of Australian society, which makes society more activity and vital. More importantly, without these international students, the government lose a large amount of money, including tax, domestic consumption.
I suppose in 2036, the geographic distribution of Australian universities will be quite different from current one. Thus I created this scenario. But I want to first explain why could this happen. The major drivers behind this scenario can be divided into two parts. For one, the natural environment in 2036 will be quite different from nowadays, leading to many fundamental factors determining the selection of campus location changes. Many researchers have pointed out the urgent situation of global warming accompanied with the rising sea levels. In consequence, many emerging universities of Australia choose different locations to minimize the effect of that. On social side, since population in Australia has been growing very fast for years, there is a need to build new campus in new areas to cater to the growing demand. And this scenario has huge impact on both the environment and society. Because of the changing environment as well as the different geographic distribution, Australian universities start to rethink about their relationship between environment. In 2036, many environmental-related courses will be introduced, and emphasis on the protection of the environment will be put. This raises the environmental awareness of students, and universities will operate in a more sustainable and future-oriented manner. Society is also sure to be different from nowadays, facing the changing geographic distribution. Universities is not a single block of buildings isolated from cities. It is supposed to be built near or in the cities. To meet the requirement of new universities, the infrastructure and public facilities are improved in many remote areas. Metrobus, public libraries are popped up in these cities. Job opportunities are also created to face the changing geographic distribution of Australian universities.
The proportion of the international students is rapidly increasing. There are three factors totally affect this international students' numbers. Firstly, it is about political factor. Australian government might speed up the processing of student visa and lower the restriction of applying student visa, such as providing the evidence of the financial capability. Secondly, it's about economic factor. Provide additional income to Australian government. The spending of international students on accommodation, school fees, food, entertainment, and transport contribute positively to the Australian economic. Moreover, both the tourism, international students will travel around Australia when they have school holidays. Their families and friends from abroad will also frequently visit Australia. Friend and family visitors of international students spend almost $350 million during their visit in Australia between 2007 and 2008. Finally, it's about social cultural factor. Increase Australian population if they stay in Australia rather than going back to their home country. It means after international students become Australians, they will start their new family in Australia. Furthermore, make Australia become a more multicultural nation. Local students have better understanding, knowledge, and integration with people from other cultures and countries. They study, work, and spend their free time together. It helps to understand the cultural difference greater, build connections, and improve the harmony in Australian society.
Okay, guys, it's so happy for me to see you are so engaged in the discussion. You guys are all do a very good job. Now I will conclude your ideas on the scenarios. We've built 4 scenarios in the last few minutes. Scenario 1 talks about the uncertainty of technology. We assume that the technology in 2036 will continue developing rapidly and penetrate into Australian university. New technologies such as cloud computing and virtual reality will be applied into class and make the class more vivid and interesting. Scenario 2 assumes that there will be a severe financial crisis in 2036. This crisis will affect the Australian university on their fundings. The government will no longer fund the university, and the university will try to collect money by canceling the scholarship and adding the tuition fee. Scenario 3 talks about the geographic distribution of the Australian university. Under this scenario, universities will relocate its campus due to the worsening environment. They will also pay more attention to the environment protection. The relocation of the campus will also drive the development of the remote area. Scenario 4 assumes that there are more and more international students in Australian university in 2036. To face up with this trend, the university will loosen up the policy for the international students, and this trend will also benefit the country's economy. Okay guys, that's the end of this class, and see you in next class.